Hello everyone, welcome to Redmen TV Daily News Time. We're going to be talking transfer rumours, loads of them. Well, three. Three's a lot. Three's a lot of transfer rumours for one video, and we've got them covered for you right here, right now. You can leave your thoughts on any of them as I discuss them in the comments alongside the live stream, and I'll get to some of them later on in the show. But we're going to kick it off. Nabil Fekir is all everyone wants to talk about at the moment, including his demented father, according to OlympiqueLyonnais.com. Apparently his father's demented. Now, there's been a lot of talk that Fekir has already met with Jurgen Klopp, that a fee has been agreed. There's been denials from both Liverpool and from his club as well, but we've got this from his father who says, Nabil and Liverpool, that's wrong. I hear that there are arrangements, stuff like that. I was surprised. I was as surprised as Nabil, says Mohamed Fekir. I can deny this information right now. It's not true. Otherwise, Nabil would have told me right away. Very close. I like that. I like the fact that he's gone like, no, you defo told me. We're best buds, me and our kid. Maybe they are. He says the best scorer in Rome has never met the German Liverpool coach, Jurgen Klopp, as claimed by his father. I can guarantee you he has never met. He's under contract until 2020. We'll review this huge blah, 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 blah. There is nothing for now. Commented the Southpaw Sunday afternoon. 2 matches we prepare for. We focus on that. We'll see at the end of the season. Possible qualification in the ROC Champions League will weigh in the reflection of the Lyonnais on its future. There's some comments that basically say, again, it says there just below, his dream is to play in the Champions League with his boyhood club, effectively. We'll see. We'll see all about that. And I'm sure that would remain a dream, but I'm sure it's also his dream to be mega rich and play for a club that's likely to win it. So more on that. Doubtless that's going to rumble on. We're going to hear stuff from his auntie, from his gran, possibly from someone who once minded at his kids, if he has kids. Maybe someone who's got illegitimate kids by him. I'm not saying he has, just saying it's a possibility. We'll hear loads more about this. Ultimately, we know that the transfer window doesn't open for 2 months, effectively. So Time is on our side in this regard. Let's move on then to another piece of wonderful report, and this time in English by The Guardian. Liverpool are in pole position to sign Diogo Leite from Porto. The teenage centre-back's also on Arsenal and City's radar. Apparently we're leading the race though, which is an important thing to know, because ultimately if you're going to be in races, you can't win them if you don't lead them. They're determined not to lose the 19-year-old centre-back, who's also a target, blah, blah, blah. He's impressed for the Portuguese side's B team this season. Apparently, he's got a release clause of €15 million, but Anfield is his likeliest destination. We're building a strong reputation for developing young talent, yada, yada, yada. There's also talk that his centre-back partner, Diogo Queiroz, is a 10 million target for Bournemouth as well. So exciting times to be a Bournemouth fan, I'm certain. And it also goes on to talk about Emre Can's chances of making the Champions League final are fading. Bit of a shame. We know that he was meant to be due back on training on Monday. That's not happened. It's leaving him with an increasingly shortened window to prove his fitness in time for the Champions League final. But again, we're going to be building up more to that from next week onwards. Interesting stuff though on the Leyte stuff. I mean, look, I was on LFC TV a few weeks ago with Mel Reddy, and she said that if Liverpool are going to target a centre half, what they've been looking at is young centre half. So he would definitely fit the bill, and that's why I take that. You take everything with a pinch of salt, but that follows, as far as I'm concerned, that makes sense to me. That if we're going to be looking for the next best up and coming, because let's be honest, if there were an abundance of centre halves of the quality that we needed, we'd have just bought one of them in the summer instead of waiting for Van Dijk. We'd have bought Van Dijk in the summer instead. Think about it. Next one is a wonderful piece of translation from Don Ballon, and it forms our headline for this video. Lucas Vazquez has told Sergio Ramos that he's going to move to Liverpool. Apparently, there's a couple of interesting translations just on the same page. Vazquez to Ramos, the decision that takes him out of Real Madrid, and there is unexpected surprise. I've done that brilliantly. He's confessed to the captain that his future seems to be moving inexorably away from the Santiago Bernabeu, and then it's slightly changed and says, Lucas Vazquez confessed to Ramos a totally devastating confidence. His future is moving away more and more from Real Madrid, something that for him does not stop being an unexpected surprise. The striker's told the Madrid captain that it's not his decision, but that everything points to ending up in the ranks of Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool as soon as the start of the next summer market is given, and the reason has a name: Mohamed Salah. The talk is that, that 200 million euros is the asking price for Mohamed Salah. Real Madrid won't pay that, so they're looking to, and it says at the bottom of this paragraph, looking to reduce by offering several of their cracks. Listen, whatever gets the deal over the line, boys. Maybe Liverpool would need to be on crack in order to sell Mohamed Salah this summer. I mean, I wouldn't put too much stock in this. Is another wonderful piece of Don Ballon bollocks. Weirdly, in the build-up to us playing them in the Champions League, I would expect a lot of the Madrid and the Spanish media to just turn up the heat on any of the Salah stuff just to see if they can unsettle Liverpool. And all it's likely to do is just unsettle us as fans a bit more. It also goes on to say... there's also one other player that might be of interest, that they might be looking to throw Keylor Navas our way as well, because they're potentially going to go back in for David De Gea. Will that happen? Who knows? That would be amazing. Listen, if they said to us, right, give us £25 million for Keylor Navas. I don't want Keylor Navas. I think he's a bit crap. He's fine. I don't think he's brilliant. Because we're going to sign David De Gea, I would pay £25 million to take a player, to not play him, to have them go and sign David De Gea off Man United. That would be good fun. Just a quick look at Lucas Vazquez. We saw some comments there about what he is. 26-year-old, predominantly right winger. Of the 51 appearances he's made this season, he's made 48 of them from the right wing. 8 goals and 16 assists from that position, and that's all the return he's got from any positions. He's played a handful of games, or 2 in fact, at right back and 1 from the left wing. Interesting that he's kind of broken into the team in the back half of the season. You can see here down the right-hand side of the column is the minutes played in the games. Lots and lots off the bench early on, but as the season progresses, we start to get into sort of toward the back end of February, he then starts to become a regular and starts to play week in, week out, and regular 90 minutes for them. So interesting stuff. Let me know your thoughts on Lucas Vazquez. All I know is that on computer games, he's pretty slow and not very good. And, he's one of those players that Real Madrid always seem to have, who... You'll get games for them. He'll have an impact because they tend to. These other lads who are in like 12, 13 and 14 of the squad positions in their squad. But you'd never ever swap them in for any of their actual first team forward line. But if you know more about Vazquez and if you think he'd be an exciting signing for Liverpool, regardless of whether it meant Salah or whatever, which I think is total bollocks, should Liverpool go in for him anyway if he is one of Madrid's cracks, as is being put forward by Don Ballon? Let me know. I'm going to get to your comments right now. But Si, have you got any lined up for us?
Yeah, Josh Perchin said there's no way we would go for Lucas Vazquez. We've got better players in similar positions.
Yeah, I agree, if I'm perfectly honest. But is there something to signing a player that is, we talk about this a lot. Do you go and buy the best player from a team in a tier below you, or do you go and buy a guy who's just on the fringes of a team that's in a tier above you? Unless, I'm saying that. Madrid are what they are, unfortunately, at the moment. In a couple of years' time, maybe not. Maybe if we spank them in the Champions League final, we can be sitting on level pegging with them. But I think you take my meaning in that, we've seen the likes of Alexis Sanchez move from Barcelona. We saw Arjen Robben move on from Real to Bayern Munich, etc. They're the kind of players I'm talking about.
Oisin early said the same thing that I thought when I saw the Leyte rumours. Hopefully Leyte won't be another Thiago Alori.
He's got that written up.
Yeah, he's from Portugal, a young centre-back, so...
What we need to we won't know if he is until we see that he's got like just some secret stats on him, like he's the fastest player in the whole of Portugal or something like that. But yeah, look, if he's being highly rated, fine. Here's the thing, Thiago Alori, the quality of Thiago Alori and the quality of Diogo Leite are mutually exclusive things. One has zero effect on the other one, but I get it. I think the problem is that I just don't think there's a lot of top quality centre halves in world football at the moment, and the ones who are go for an absolute premium. So I would trust us to go out and get someone else. Be interested to know what it means for the likes of Joe Gomez's future as a centre half, though. That is interesting. A couple more, please. Si.
The real man-child says Isco would fit us more than Vazquez would because he'd bring more dynamic play in the midfield. I think Isco would fit any team more than Vazquez would because he's just a better player.
Yeah, Isco's absolutely bloody amazing, and he looks like a young Jamie Redknapp as well, which doesn't hurt. I agree, but they're just different players in different positions, aren't they? I think, but I mean, again, if people watch regular Vazquez, does he have the pace to play wide for Liverpool? He could be one of those ones where we've seen it again, like the Lallana situation. If you've got the skill set of a winger, then you put them back into one of the forward moving 8 positions in our midfield. Does that give them a step above, and does that help us do what we do? We've seen it with Oxlade-Chamberlain a little bit as well. Could work in that regard, but Now, I think if we're going to buy someone to play on the wing, it's going to be someone who's an absolute flyer. Last one, please, sorry.
So there's a couple, they're both linked with each other. Someone said Don Ballon is the worst source in Europe.
Yeah.
And
Sean
O'Mahony, Sean O'Mahony said Salah is not leaving and the Spanish media can piss off with the mind games trying to unsettle us.
Absolutely. If you can, in the comments underneath right now, say, fuck you, Spanish media. And if you can drop a like on this video, that'd be appreciated. And we are perilously close to 250,000 subscribers on this channel. Amazing. I reckon we'll probably have it done by the end of the weekend. But if we can speed that process up, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, do it right now. And one final thing I have to mention to you is because there's something amazing happening this Saturday. If you are based in the UK and you're looking for something to do Saturday night, come up to Liverpool and party with us. We've got a Redmen TV live show. We did one of these last year. We did one in Berlin as well in pre-season. Such a good laugh. We're going to be talking about the season, talking about the highs and the lows, doing some of the normal chat that we do on the couches and what have you. But also there's going to be games, quizzes, prizes, a bit of a sing-along, some Liverpool classics as well. It's going to be an amazing party. It's going to get everyone buzzing for the final game of the season against Brighton and then onwards to the Champions League final. Ticket information is theredmentv.com, the redmentv.bigcartel.com. Link will be below.
Shop.bigcartel.com.
Thanks,
I'll put a link in now.
The link will be there, and you can go to at the Redmen TV and look at the pinned tweet if you want to get it directly, rather than have to piece it together from the absolute nonsense that I've just spouted out of my mouth. But yeah, anyway, come and see this nonsense being spouted live and in the flesh in Liverpool on Saturday night. Doors open at 7 p.m. for the biggest party on Merseyside. And yeah, I hope to see you there. If not, stay tuned, get subscribed to the website, get subscribed to the YouTube channel, and we'll be back. The build-up show's out now. Get involved with that, and we'll see you after Brighton.